Hi, we're here at the New Players Theatre enjoying a seminar organised by the formidable Kimberley Davis. Hi Kimberley, how are you?
Formidable, I like that. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Most of you probably know Kimberley from her days as a candidate on BBC's Apprentice. So Kimberley, obviously I've read quite a lot about you. I just wondered how the transition came from the kind of musical New Yorker to the marketing consultant in London.
Oh, those are many days ago, Simon. Basically I grew up in New York. I did have a bit of a music marketing business background. I studied music business, worked for many years for some major radio stations in New York City, some of the largest actually, and moved over here about 7 years ago, started up my own marketing agency called Sarsaparilla Marketing. And we are marketing consultants, and we specialize in something called marketing purification, which is basically most companies waste 50% of their marketing. We go in and detox that out, make sure they're running as efficiently as possible so that they're making the most out of their budget and making the most profit.
Are your seminars geared towards larger companies then, or are they also applicable to a small business or a startup?
So basically, Sarsaparilla actually can help companies of many different sizes. We have a different product for different ones. Today we're focusing on the SMEs. We've provided the Marketing Masters class, which is an affordable option for small businesses to learn a bit more about marketing and how to protect themselves from what I call the flash, the fluff, and the fakers, which are all those marketing cowboys out there who have no qualifications. So for those people, we have this option of the Marketing Masters series so that they can come along to that, get a day's worth of knowledge, and then apply it back to their business without spending tremendous amounts of money on their marketing.
So what would your top tips be then to a small company who was thinking of doing some of their own DIY marketing?
If companies are on a shoestring budget, then I would recommend to them a couple of key things for their marketing. First and foremost, don't put your money into advertising. It is one of the number one ways to sink a business, and it has one of the smallest returns on investment. What you need is PR. That's my second tip. PR. When was the last time you saw an advert for Starbucks, The Body Shop, Molton Brown? The answer is never. They got other people talking about their services. Another key thing is create a very specific target market, or what I call an ideal client. So many companies don't have this and therefore try to be everything to everyone. When you do that, you wind up being nothing to no one. So I would say that. And last but not least, do your research. Find out what the niche is in the market. Go and find out where it hurts for people and provide a solution to that.
How much value do you put on social media, Twitter-style marketing activities then?
Social media is amazing tool for business and should not be underestimated. To give you an idea of the power of Twitter, first and foremost, the majority of the people who are here came today off the back of Twitter and me just promoting it on Twitter and the word of mouth getting out there. Secondly, really interesting story is, for example, I'm standing on the street one day, I see Duncan Bannatyne walk past me on the street. For the first time in my life, I become tongue-tied. Never happened before, who would have thought? Went on Twitter, wrote @Duncan Bannatyne, just walked past me, can't believe I was tongue-tied. Next thing you know, I get a response. And he said, next thing you know, I'm down having tea and coffee with him. It's amazing how you can get directly to decision makers and key people, and there is a huge power in that people need to take advantage of.
What would you say you learned from your time on The Apprentice?
Everybody always asks me what I learned from The Apprentice. It's really an interesting thing. Basically, while I was there, Sir Alan made it very clear that he did not like marketing people. And I walked away from that asking myself, why? I didn't do anything to you, and I'm probably one of the most honest people that I know. So I walked away being able to reposition my company. And that's where the idea of this marketing purification came from. Because I thought, if he's had such a bad experience, there must be tons of other people who have. And I assumed that he came to this opinion about marketing people because he had these bad experiences. He hired the wrong people, they made the wrong decisions, they wasted his money, and who could blame him for being so angry? So that's where this whole marketing purification thing came from. I thought, I'm going to go in and I'm going to help companies learn how to protect themselves from these marketing cowboys so that they can be making the highest return on investment possible.
So tell us a little bit about your upbringing then. Was the entrepreneurial part of you, was that something that was instilled in you by your parents at an early age?
It's funny, I think I was born an entrepreneur. I started when I was about 5. It started with the idea of I wanted a Barbie. Mom and Dad did not have money for a Barbie. I grew up in a very middle class household. And I thought, how am I going to get Barbie? And then somebody mentioned iced tea and lemonade stand. Next thing you know, I'm mixing it up and selling it at the end of the driveway and making a bit of a profit and buying the Barbie doll. Once you get a taste of that, you think to yourself, oh, I could do this. What's the next level? And then it turned into mowing lawns and washing cars and all that sort of stuff. Went away to university, started very young actually. At 14 was my first official marketing gig, if you will, when I was interviewing Andre Agassi for a local newspaper. So it's kind of that almost famous kind of story, if you will, behind it. I had no resources, I had no money, I had no car, I had no anything, but I still managed to get interviews with some of the top 80s pop bands and all that sort of stuff, which I'll never admit to. We're just going to use Andre as the example, but it was amazing.
Is there any entrepreneurs or business people that you particularly look up to?
Oh my gosh, there's so many people in business that I look up to. I mean, obviously, before doing the show, it was amazing to have the opportunity to meet Lord Sugar. That was fantastic. I've been really fortunate to meet with almost all of the dragons from Dragon's Den, and there is a power behind those guys. You talk to them for 30 seconds. You don't even need to speak to them. They walk into a room and you just feel the intelligence and the experience just running off them. They've been so kind to help me out and give me some advice and feedback as well. But gosh, there's a million of them. I wouldn't even know where to start.
So is there any brands, be they from larger or smaller companies, that you feel market themselves particularly well?
For me, some of my favorite brands are Innocent, Pret. You know, these guys have done such a fantastic job of a consistent brand, staying really focused with who they are in the market, not compromising their company values, being really clever with their marketing, obviously, and really making something out of what a lot of people said couldn't happen, couldn't work. And I really, really admire that. I love walking into Pret and seeing what they've done. I love stealing their marketing materials. I'm constantly stealing them. And the same thing with Innocent. I'm on their website, printing things out, and just, you know, if I could have it as a pet, I think I would.
Yeah, I mean, we actually did an interview with Richard Reed at the Innocent headquarters, and of course you tend to just think that that is kind of just the way they portray themselves, but you go in their office and
start to finish,
it's just brilliant what
it's
they
meticulous.
do.
It's so meticulous. It's that attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things I talk about in my seminar inside, is we talk about that devil's in the detail, about how you went to go see Titanic, not because it was the greatest acting in the world, not because it was any of that sort of stuff, but because you knew that you'd be looking at the actual Titanic, because James Cameron went so far as to get the same plate makers and have it embossed with the White Star Line and all that sort of stuff underneath. It's fascinating. And Disney goes so far as to put little audio bits and pieces in the bushes to make sure there's birds tweeting at all times around every nook and cranny. It's amazing when a company takes that much care in what they do. It makes all the difference to a successful brand.
So what's next for you then? Do you plan on putting on more events like today?
Yes, today is Marketing Foundations. It is the first in a series of 6 marketing seminars which make up the Marketing Master Series. And they're designed to give you amazing amounts of information that you need for your business that will help you to understand marketing and make sure that you don't fall into many of the pitfalls that many companies often do. So this one, as I said, is Marketing Foundations. We're going to be moving on to the next one is Social Networking with Mark Shaw, who's the UK's leading expert on Twitter. We've got a lot more special guests lined up for the future as well. We've got branding, we've got writing communications, we've got advertising and PR and what's the difference between them and all that sort of stuff. So there's amazing things going on here, and the Marketing Master Series is a great resource for SMEs to learn a lot more about marketing.
And finally then, if our readers are interested in coming along to one of your events, how should they go about registering?
They can go to www.sarsaparollamarketing.com.
Okay, lovely. Well, thanks very much. It's been lovely to talk to you.
Thank you so much.